My point in criticizing college is to show you a higher path. So let's talk about that a little bit here. What is the higher path? What is the alternative to college? The alternative to college is a serious commitment to self-education. Take all that time and money and energy and focus and emotional labor and channel it all into the most important skills that you will need to survive and to succeed in life. And all the things you're most passionate and interested about. Create your own curriculum. What do you want to study? Don't ask somebody else to tell you what that is. In this way, your self-education can be far superior to college. You can learn a lot more, a lot faster. Because what you'll be learning is the stuff you really love. When you're studying what you really love, you learn it very fast. You learn it very deep. And also, it'll be a lot more practical. Because the way I recommend you learn is not by reading textbooks, but by actually doing projects. And this is how I basically taught myself most of the skills that are most important in my life that I have used to create a lot of success. You know, I've created millions of dollars worth of success for myself. And I'm still only in my mid-30s. So I have been successful using these techniques. I'm not just, sitting up here talking to you as some sort of poor person who's barely scraping by. I've been running my own businesses for 10 years now. I've been fully financially independent, free of wage slavery for 10 years, doing great for myself financially, able to buy myself a house, a car, everything, zero debt, no financial difficulties. How was I able to do that? By building really powerful skills, very marketable, valuable skills, mostly through doing my own projects. I would have an idea of what I want to work on, create a little project for it, work on it. For example, the way I became a game designer and got hired by one of the best studios in the world to work on AAA games, that's not easy to accomplish. How did I accomplish that? I spent 7 months developing a mod. Actually, I developed a mod for Oblivion. It's one of the most popular mods called Lost Spires. Maybe you played it for Oblivion. Spent 7 months developing that full time. I learned so much about game development, developing that mod. I made a lot of mistakes, but also learned. When you're developing your own projects, you learn skills much, much better. I also taught myself web development. I'm pretty good at front-end web development. I also know how to do some back-end web development. I'm fluent in HTML, CSS. I'm really good with CSS. I know some PHP. I did a lot of graphic design, front-end graphic design for websites, created a lot of different websites that I didn't really publish, but just kind of for myself. And I was doing that all throughout my teenage years. I was just kind of interested in web development by working on these projects. And I learned web development much better than I could have learned it if I went to university for that. So the way that you educate yourself very deeply is that you work with these projects. You try different projects. These projects can be something that ranges from a month to complete, 2 months to complete, sometimes 6 months to complete. Don't work on projects that take too long, because one of the biggest mistakes you can make is you can come up with a project that's so gargantuan and so ambitious it'll take you 5 years to complete it, and then you never will. So keep your projects small. Also, by tinkering around with stuff, like if you want to be an engineer, one of the best ways to learn to be an engineer is just start tinkering with whatever you want to do. If you're interested in robotics, start tinkering with little robotics. You can go buy a little robotics set online or at the store and start tinkering with that, and then start machining your own little robotic parts and so forth. Buy motors and buy wires and buy solar panels and hook them up together, and then try to create something. This is much more valuable, actually, than just what you're going to be learning at university. Also, through freelancing, you can do freelancing work. Like if you want to learn to be a computer programmer, a web designer, whatever, a writer, you can take small, low-paying freelance gigs. And these freelance gigs, what's so great about them is because you're going to be interacting with a boss, somebody who's hiring you, a client. This client is going to have real-world demands upon you, real business demands. Not just some academic bullshit, but real business demands. And if you're able to meet those demands, that shows you what you need to be successful in the world, how to survive, how to earn a decent paycheck. And then you can take those skills and you can keep amping them up and then keep raising your rates, and slowly you can do better and better freelancing. And then you can parlay that off into an actual job, a full-time career for some employer. And then you can use your freelancing gigs as a nice resume piece to show your employers that you know what you're doing. Likewise, with these projects that you build, one of the reasons these projects are so amazing is you can document these projects and you can create a portfolio of these projects. And one of the best ways to get hired is not with a degree, but with an amazing portfolio. If you want to get hired as an artist, as a computer programmer, as a web designer, as a filmmaker, as a video editor, as a producer, as a whatever, have a few projects, make them very, very small but polished, and present them to prospective employers, and they will want to scoop you up. Nothing impresses an employer more than a well-polished project. You don't even need a bunch of projects. Really, one solid, well-polished project in any field that you want to work in will be enough to land you a great job. So this is a hands-on project-based education. And when you're trying to accomplish these projects, of course, it's difficult. A lot of times you stumble and you run into technical challenges trying to create these projects. But that's how you learn the most. Not by reading stuff in a textbook or listening to a professor, by actually trying to do it and failing and failing and failing and failing, and then but pushing yourself to succeed no matter what, despite all the failure. And through that, you will learn. You will find the books, the tutorials, the mentors, and so forth that are necessary. Speaking of which, there's amazing, just utterly amazing, untapped potential for self-education now through the internet. You can easily buy cheap books on any subject that you want to learn about. Easily on Amazon, used books for pennies and dollars, you can buy them. Easy, easy, easy. Why pay universities ridiculous amounts for, hundreds of dollars for textbooks, thousands of dollars for textbooks, when you can buy better books on Amazon much cheaper? This is part of the university grift and the pyramid scheme. They upsell you on these ridiculous textbooks that don't even teach you the best skills. I mean, if you were paying $200 for a textbook that taught you the best skills, okay, I can justify that. But it doesn't. That's the problem with it. There's much better ways to learn. Right now on the internet, you can find online courses, tutorials, videos, workshops, seminars, training programs, conferences on almost any subject you want to learn. You want to learn business, you want to learn marketing, you want to learn sales, you want to learn psychology, you want to learn life coaching, you want to learn art, you want to learn 3D modeling, you want to learn programming, you want to learn engineering, whatever it is, you can find courses for it online. A lot of times for free, sometimes for money. Sometimes you'll have to pay $200, $500, $1,000 for a course. And you might say, well, $1,000 for a course, that's a lot. That sounds like a ripoff. No, it's not. Actually, it's a much better value than what you're paying in a university. You're so overpaying in a university. Precisely because it's a captive system. Once you're in the university, they expect you to buy all their books and take all their programs and all their courses. And for that, you're paying tens and even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Investing in your own education is one of the best investments you can make. It's such a good investment that I would give you this advice. Don't even worry about how much it costs to buy a book or an online course or a video or a workshop or a seminar. All of this stuff will pay for itself many, many times over the course of your life. A seminar or a workshop, a well-selected one, will teach you so much more than any single college class could.